Okay, I'm gonna try to not talk that much and just do the comparison test for the most part because it sucks to have to listen to people talk on these review videos. I've got these power tubes here. These Mesa Boogie power tubes are supposed to be computer matched everything. Then these were recommended to me by a Sweetwater sales rep. They're made in Russia and they're called Golden Lion. And that's what they look like there. They've got like the gold ends on them. Made in Russia. So we're gonna swap these out. Now the amp I've got is a 6505 112 combo, but I turned it into a head. I bought this from a music store in Louisiana. At the time I bought it, there was nothing else available online to get one, and I wanted one. So I got it. The manufacturer date on it had probably been in the store as a display and played on for a couple of years. It's got the original ruby tubes in it that Peavey sends it out with. I've got a Variac machine. I covered it in alligator Tolex. It's a custom-made pine with dowels and glue I made. I've got a Variac machine. It's 110 volts. I like the tone on the 110 volt. So it's a Variac going to there with a 110. The cabinet is a custom-made. It's got two Celestions in it. Celestion G10s, I think they are. This 212 cabinet is slightly larger than an orange cabinet. It's about 1 inch deeper in depth and about 1 inch. It's about 1 inch bigger all the way around, which adds quite a lot of surface area inside. I did that for a little bit heavier bottom end, but I basically designed it after an orange cabinet. It's got the things on the bottom, the wood rails on the bottom, and everything like that. This is made out of 3/4 inch birch, Baltic birch plywood, high density 13 ply. I had it ordered in. This is not, from Lowe's or Home Depot wood. This is ordered in. It was made in Russia from Baltic birch in Eastern Europe. I basically wanted to recreate an orange type sound, but with a lower heavy end, and make it myself. And I also covered that in a white alligator Tolex. The guitar I'm going to play through is a 2008 LTD. Was it MC or HC or whatever, Horizon. It's a 2008. It's 13 years old. I just bought it a week ago. I got to put the truss rod cover back on. I did a neck adjustment, but it's got all the abalone inlays and everything. It plays really good. It's got the JB59 set in it. I still got to set the intonation. That's a little off, so bear with me on that. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. But I put new strings on, adjusted the neck, action, everything, and it plays excellent. This was pretty much mint, and I paid $500 for it. And oddly enough, it appears to have a set neck. You see the seam there? Like most of these are neck throughs, I thought, but this has a set neck. But this was built in 08. You can see the serial number there, 08, made in Korea. It's got locking tuners and everything, but it sounds really good. But I'm gonna play that first with the ruby tubes and I'll let you hear that, and then I'm gonna pause the video and I'm gonna swap everything out, and then I'm gonna play it through with the Mesa and the Golden Lions and see if we hear any difference. This is my normal setup. I've got just these pedals here. I've got a drop pedal I use, but it actually broke. I'm sending it back in for warranty. And then I've got the Preamp power conditioner. And the phone, I don't have any professional recording stuff. I'm recording on a Google Pixel 4a. Phone's only about 2 months old, but I'm gonna record on that. And that's it. And I'm 43 years old. I've been playing since I was 12, but I took many, many years off, focused on work. Only been really heavy into it back for about a year, so bear with me while I'm playing. It's not really that great. But anyway, here goes. I'm running just straight into the cabinet. I'm not using any pedals or anything, no effects. Anyway, I'll turn it down a little bit because that might kind of overwhelm the Alright, so I was just playing a bunch of random stuff. I'm gonna put it on the clean channel and see what it sounds like. I'm gonna actually switch to the neck pickup and see how this sounds. Turn the volume up a little bit. Never been a great amp for clean. It's more of a metal amp. Alright, now we're going to stop the video and we're going to swap the tubes out. So one of the reasons I decided to switch these tubes out is because I was, well, they're about 3 years old and I was getting a pulsing sound. You couldn't really hear it in the video, but if I would have stopped playing and just put it up to it, you would have heard it. But it was like it's like a pulsing sound in the and based on my research, it's likely a power tube. I don't know if it is or not, but I figured I'd swap the tubes out. And if that doesn't work to fix it, then I'll take it to an amp tech. Well, unfortunately, what I realized when I'm in here doing this is that it has 5 preamp tubes, and I only ordered 4. I looked in the back of it real quick before I ordered them, and I thought it only had 4, but it has 5. Because I've never actually owned a 6505 before, or a 5105, so I didn't know what was in it, but I thought that's all that was in it. But apparently I was wrong. So what we're going to end up doing is, I think this is the V1 position, I think is what they call it. I'm going to put a golden lion in there. I'm going to put a golden lion in all 3 of these, and I'm going to end up leaving a ruby in one. I'm going to order another golden lion. But so we're not actually going to get a full test of the golden lions, but they say that the V1 sets the stage for what the amp is mostly going to sound like with the preamp tubes. So we'll probably get a pretty good idea what kind of sound the golden lions are going to put out. And what I've read, some of you guys probably know more than I do, but these power tubes kind of make a more difference in the sound than maybe even the preamp tubes. So we'll see how that goes too, but I'm going to swap them out. When I turn back on, they'll be all swapped out. That's the rubies I just took out. One of them's got like brown stuff inside or something. So I think one of them was bad, but I'm going to keep them anyway in case one of these Mesas goes bad. You know, I need it in a pinch. They do work. They aren't perfect, but at least I can still play till I got some more tubes. Alright, so the Mesas are installed, the power tubes, and I got some little red caulk adhesive and stuff that you put on there to kind of hold them in place. You know, you put them in your car or whatever, you're riding down the road and the vibration could loosen them, so apparently that's what you're supposed to do. Well, this is an interesting find. I took out one of the preamp tubes and it's actually a groove tube, which is weird because I bought this from a music store as an authorized Peavey dealer. I don't know why the tubes are mixed matched. It looks like the others are rubies and this one's a groove tube. I don't know if they ever use these in the Peavey factory or not. I wouldn't think so. No idea why this is different, but apparently someone swapped it out at some point. Now the 2 rubies I pulled out have this date code on them. I have no idea what it means. I guess that means 2009 these were made? No idea. Okay, so the Mesa power tubes are in. The first position here, I already switched it. Took the ruby out, put a golden lion in. I don't know if that's V1 or not. You guys might know better than me. I haven't researched it. This one had a groove tube in it. So I took that out, put a golden lion in it. This had a ruby. I put a golden lion in it. This had a ruby. And Yeah, this one, I forgot this one over here. That's got, I took that out, that is a ruby. I took it out and put a golden lion in it. So as you recall, I didn't know it had 5 preamp tubes. I thought it had 4. I only bought 4 golden lions. So what I did was I took this ruby out, assuming it's older, and the groove tube was a replacement, and I put the groove tube in this position for now. If I like the way it sounds, I'll just leave it. If not, I'll order another golden lion. Might stick it in there. We'll see what happens. So I've got Mesa tubes, done away with the rubies for power tubes, 4 golden lions, and 1 groove tube that I assume the couple years that I got a reduced price on it from the music store in Louisiana because it was a display. I assume that I assume a groove tube is in it because a preamp tube must have gone out on it during the 2 years they had it on the floor, and they replaced it with a groove tube. I mean, that is the only reason I could imagine why there'd be a groove tube in there. So I'm putting these caps back on. I'm gonna stop the video now, turn it back on. I'll have everything hooked back up and we'll hear how it sounds. Okay, so I hooked everything back up. It's all working. I still got to put the screen on the back here. I didn't do that, but power tubes are glowing. So here's my amp settings. Everything is the same as it was initially on the first time you heard it. So let's hear what it sounds like. The phone's sitting in the same place, exactly the same distance from the speakers as it was before and everything. And we're going to start off on the lead channel. I will say that the harmonics are much richer. Like, it's much easier to hit harmonics with these preamps. Without going back and listening to it one right after the other, I'm not sure if there's a lot of difference in the tone, But to me, it certainly sounds like the harmonics are far easier to hit than they were prior. I'm going to turn on the clean channel now and just with the neck pickup and see what it sounds like. Well, I can tell right away that that is a cleaner sounding, a better sounding clean tone in my ears anyway. Maybe a little Beethoven. With a little finger picking. So that concludes the video. I think it improved the tone on the lead channel a little bit, slightly. At least I believe it did. I'll have to go back and listen to it, but it definitely enriched the harmonics. I'll probably go ahead and pull that groove tube out of there and order me another golden tiger or lion or whatever they are. They were recommended by the Sweetwater rep. He's like, hey, I like these the best for metal, but they're expensive. They were about $34 a tube, but I'll probably go ahead and get another and throw in there. I think the amp sounds better personally, but you can be the judge. Thanks for watching.